So I just got done watching the Booker T podcast video series that he does, where it's him and Brad Gilmore, and I think it's either called the Hall of Fame or Heated Conversations is one of them. But in any case, though, I'm watching it, and obviously the chat is going to be lit because there's a lot of people that are Booker T fans, and there's people who disagree with Booker T before that think that they could say Booker T sucks because he said something I don't agree with. Yeah, 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 yeah. And then, because the title of the video was talking about AEW, the most recent AEW event, you had wrestling fans going there just saying what they thought about AEW. And on one hand, it's like, AEW is the greatest wrestling company ever. And on the other side, it's AEW sucks because WWE is better. And I'm just sitting here like, does anybody even care that Reality of Wrestling has a TV deal now? Like, this is big, y'all. This is the best time to become a professional wrestling fan. We have access to so many companies now. MLW is now redoing the Lucha Underground thing. You got Reality of Wrestling, who is currently getting back on television. Ring of Honor is not getting ready to crown their first women's champion. WWE is still out there. AEW has had a humongous show. Impact Wrestling is still doing great things. You have all of these wrestling companies and more just getting together and doing all of this awesome stuff, and wrestling fans are still just going, AEW versus WWE. It's like, for what? Like, is there, like, I feel like there's a disconnect here. Like, honestly, I don't think that, I can't call these people fans. I can't call people who push this idea that AEW versus WWE is much more important than just liking wrestling. I can't call those people fans because it's like, do you like wrestling or do you just hate a certain company and you really need people to know it? It's like, on one hand, when I was, back in the day, I used to wish that wrestling fans got involved in professional wrestling so they could sort of like, just so the conversation would be different. Just so the conversation would be more about like, stuff dealing with a company, stuff dealing with like the actual production. Like, only a handful of people were actually asking decent questions on the super chat. Like, one question in particular that stuck out to me was basically somebody asking, why don't WWE just work with other companies? Dream matches make money. Like, that's a good question. Why would you ask the Booker T that? I don't know. It's like if I'm on if I'm watching Booker T's podcast, I'm asking questions about two things. One, Booker T. Two, Reality of Wrestling. That's it. Because that's the only thing that I know that I'm going to get an actual answer about. Like, well, what about his viewpoint on? I don't care about his viewpoint on anything wrestling based because I have my own viewpoint. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I did this because at some point somebody's going to probably make a meme out of it. But yeah, I don't care about his viewpoint on stuff because of the fact that I have my own viewpoint. I'm not gonna like because because Booker T is gonna say something that you're gonna disagree with, and you're gonna probably say, well, he said something I disagree with, so now I don't like him anymore. This shirt makes me look ripped, by the way, and I like it, but I'm actually really fat under this shirt. But yeah, though, it's just really annoying me because I'm watching a podcast video and I'm reading the chat and it's just basically just spam, spam, spam. AEW sucks. Spam, spam, spam. WWE sucks. Spam, spam, spam. Why ain't you reading my super chat? Which is like, honest. One dude put in the $200 on that super chat, and I'm like, what? That dude making money. That dude is a super fan. Gotta honor that. But still, though, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, right now, there's no better time to be a wrestling fan. And wrestling fans still want to do this stupid fan war that they got going on, rather than actually really appreciating the fact that professional wrestling has gotten so good. Jonathan Gresham is going to go up against Minoru Suzuki in Game Changer Wrestling. Up until a few months ago, I didn't even know what Game Changer Wrestling even was. Now, Zack Ryder was champ. And I think now the current champ is Jon Moxley or something. The fact of the matter is that we are now getting the stuff that we want to see. Regardless of where you're getting it from, you now have options. You have choices. So it's like, what's with all this? Like, why do you still need a favorite? Why do you still need competition? Why can't you just say you like wrestling? You know, I can't, like, at this point now, my question stands. Do you like wrestling, or do you just hate a company and you just want everybody to know? Because me, I like wrestling. I like wrestling so much, I want to be a part of it. It's just weird, man. I think the weirdest thing about going on Booker T's podcast show thing, the weirdest thing about like reading the comments in the chat is that they always ask stuff that like it's not Booker T based. Like some people be asking, "Hey Booker T, what is this other wrestler up to right now?" How is he gonna know? He's not. Wrestling fans are like, "What are your thoughts about?" Like that's where you mess up. Shoot, if you don't agree with Booker T's thoughts back then, you're probably not going to agree with him now because he's going to say something that's going to upset you, and you're going to be like, I don't like Booker T anymore. Now I'm going to only follow him, and I'm only going to follow him and stalk him just so I can tell him that he sucks and I don't like him. And it's like he's just going to block you or ignore you. It's like, for what? And then people keep calling him a WWE shield like he doesn't work for the company. It's just weird, man. Fans are weird. Fans are weird, man. Man, like, just like wrestling, please. Like, it's like it's going. Like, there was a time where we actually thought that professional wrestling was just gonna die out, and now it's not. Now it's expanded in such a huge way, and these kids, these childish fans. Ugh, it's just aggravating, man. You know what's really sad? The big reason why I want to become professional wrestling is so I can actually appease the fans, so I can actually, interact with the fans. One of the big reasons, like, there's a lot of reasons why I want to become a professional wrestler. One of them is so I can interact with other wrestlers, and number two is because I want to be able to have fans and motivate them to become a part of the business too. I will know that I will know that I made it as a wrestler when a wrestler comes up to me and says, "You're the reason why I'm here." That's how I would know that I made it. Like, I watched you wrestle, and now I wanted to wrestle. That's why I got trained. That's me. That's what I want. I don't want wrestling fans to come up to me and be like, "You're my favorite wrestler," because it's a nice gesture, but it's like, did I motivate you to do anything, or do you just like me? It's like anybody can say you're my favorite. Not saying that I wouldn't like to be somebody's favorite, but I'm just saying, like, it's like, where's the, I want to be able to say that I push somebody into, I talk with my hands a lot, but that's only because, man, it's crazy though, man. These fans are just rabid, bro. Like, they really, like, they're incapable of liking two things. Like, why would you want them to fight against each other? Why can't you just like both companies? Or better yet, why do you need people to know that you dislike a company? If I like one company over another company, you ain't gonna hear me say anything about the company that I dislike because I'm too busy focusing on the company that I do like. Weird, man. Weird. This video has gone on too long. I'm gonna just cut it off here. But this fans, bro. It feels like wrestling fans aren't even wrestling fans anymore. It just feels like they just need something to hate. All right. So wild. It's wild, man. It's wild. It's annoying me because, like, it's like these are the people that are supposed to be, you know, pushing the ladder, and it's there that, like, the thing that really kind of bums me out now, like, while I'm talking about it, the thing that's really kind of like upsetting me is that, like, I know for a fact now that when reality of wrestling, gets on television, you're gonna have the low tier fans popping up and saying, this is nothing like WWE, I don't like it. Or they'll say something like, this is too much like WWE, I don't like it. Or they're going to look at Terrell Tempo and be like, Cedric Richmond. Or they're going to look at All Day and be like, AJ Styles. It's like, can you just watch the show? Can you just like the show? Or if you don't like the show, can you just not watch. Ugh. I'm already prepared for like all the comparisons and all the dumb low tier fan stuff. Now it's just, man, they're just gonna be like, well, AEW is better than Raw. It's like, shut up, because that's what they're gonna do, man. Comparison. I guess I'm just irritated. I'm irritated right now. Just really wish that I wasn't. But I'm gonna end positive. Love, peace. Y'all have a good one, and hopefully I'll see you in the ring.